Now, in a related story, Google Chrome may lose the ability to block ads with third-party extensions in the near future. They are currently proposing this change to a very powerful API in the Chrome browser that most of these modern ad blockers use. I use one called uBlock Origin, which works exceptionally well. It really speeds up your browsing process. And if this change happens, uBlock Origin will really not work the same way on Chrome in the future. And I think there's probably some business reasons why Google wants this to happen, because they make money with ads, and I don't think they want their browser to be so friendly to ad blocking. Google hasn't said that, but everyone thinks that is the direction they're going in. Now, there's apparently another API that some ad blockers use that may not be affected by this. That is used by ad blockers such as AdBlock Plus. Now, what's interesting about AdBlock Plus here, according to the uBlock Origin developers, is that they have a business relationship with Google where Google is paying AdBlock Plus not to block their ads. So there are some ad blockers out there that will block competitors' ads, but not the Google ones, and they pay the developers of this application to do that. And you can find more of the uBlock statement here at the link that you see on screen. So clearly they support blocking ads, provided you're not blocking their ads, right? So that's something to keep an eye on. What's now happening, of course, is that Google is revisiting this suggested change, saying that it's not set in stone and that things might not happen the way everyone is predicting they might. But nonetheless, I don't see any reason why Google would not implement this change, given that they're losing a lot of money. I'm sure they're seeing how popular these ad blockers are. And there's a lot of reasons why people block things on the web. I do it for two reasons: privacy and security. From the privacy standpoint, this uBlock Origin that I'm using blocks a lot of third-party cookies from being implemented, so I don't get hit with ads or be profiled in a certain way if I'm on certain websites. The second thing is that from a security standpoint, we've had a number of examples of really malicious malware getting distributed through popular ad networks. I had this happen to me when I was working IT on two separate occasions, where people who were just innocently browsing the web on their lunch breaks had malware installed on their computer through an ad that was displaying through the Yahoo ad network. In one instance, we had some ransomware that nearly took out the entire business. Thankfully, we physically pulled the plug as things were starting to install themselves, but all of this happened just through an ad. And after that incident with the ransomware, we put ad blockers on every computer in the place to give us a little bit more security here to prevent these things coming right in the way they did. So there's a lot of good reasons why you want to install an ad blocker, and it's unfortunate to see that Chrome might lose that functionality in the near future. Now, if we look at browser market share, you can see that Google Chrome is now far and away the most installed browser out there. Some are speculating that Google was allowing this to happen because it was helping to build their market share. Now they got everybody, they're going to just turn it off. I don't know if that's the case, but clearly with this much market share, they do have some ability here to exercise their strength and protect their business here, and that's going to be a problem. I do suspect what will happen is a lot of people will switch to browsers that do allow the installation of ad blockers like Firefox and Opera and other things that are out there. So we'll have to see how this kind of transpires and what Google ultimately decides to do. But I think this is very bad news, because a lot of things just work better on Chrome, especially Google properties, and I'm not liking what they're doing here, because there are some very good reasons to have ad blockers working, and I'm hoping that this change doesn't occur. And now it's time for a Q&A from you, the viewers, and we were discussing this ad blocking issue on the Facebook group the other day. And Justin Flory used the example of how YouTube has their premium service that allows you to pay a subscription fee to have all the ads removed from your YouTube experience, and it actually works very nicely. I'm a subscriber. I like it a lot. I also like the fact that us creators make more money because we're compensated for every minute that you watch as a subscriber, versus the ad model that requires people to watch ads for 30 seconds for that revenue to get shared. It's a much better model for creators, and it's actually a better user experience too. Justin says that he would actually do the same for the web if there was a way to offer that kind of ad blocking officially through Google's platform. And there actually is a way to do that. Google's had something called the Contributor Program for some time. It has changed and morphed, and I don't think it's as good as it was before. But the basic premise of it was that you would pay a monthly fee, and every time you went to a website that had a Google ad position up, you would see no ads. Those ads would just have squares saying that you were part of the contributor program and your website that you're looking at is benefiting from it. And the model was very similar to what YouTube Premium does, in that they were compensating website owners based on the traffic that was coming to their site from contributor viewers. And then they took that model and kind of threw it out and have changed it. So now the way this works is that you load up your account with money, and then it's kind of crazy. You bid for how much you're willing to pay a website to look at it. And when you go to that website, if what you're willing to bid for the page view, maybe it's 2 or 3 cents or something, is higher than what an ad would get that creator of the website, then you would not see an ad, and the 2 or 3 cents would be deducted from your account. But if you were bidding under the ad market for that site, you would still see ads. And apparently that's how it continues to work to this day. I can't find a place to sign up for it, and it doesn't look like Google is really focusing on this at all. But it is something that's out there, and apparently some people are currently using. So while this could result in more revenue if enough people signed up for it, I think the process here is just too cumbersome. You have to maintain a balance. You have to maintain your bids on all these different websites that you want to support. It just seems like a lot of work on the part of the viewer. And I think there's a lot of better alternatives for viewer revenue, like Patreon and other similar subscription plans that you can subscribe to with that site owner directly. So unfortunately, I don't think Google Contributor has much of a future, but it started off as a very good idea, I thought.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold-level supporters, the 4 Guys with Quarters podcast, Tom Albrecht, Brian Parker, and Kalyan Kumar. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit lon.tv/s.